When I first started my book talk account, I was looking for a book series to start with, something to kickstart me getting into reading again and just finding a hobby for myself. And all over the internet, I was seeing this book series called ACOTAR. And I had no idea what this was. All I knew was it was viral and everywhere, everybody's reading it. And so I was like, well, it does seem to appeal to a younger group. So I thought that I would give it a try. And so now I am officially on the last book. And at this point, I want to share with you the reading order for the ACOTAR series. It's super simple, super easy. This is such a great series to get started with. If you're looking for a book series to just dive into, to have a whole world to get into, and if you like romance and you like fantasy, this is a perfect mix of both. It's not overly romance and it's not super complex. In my opinion, this is actually a really great place to start if you're like a romance person and you're just trying to figure out, do I like fantasy? Do I want to try fantasy? This is seriously a great option. And now is the perfect time to get into this because the next book has actually been announced. There is a 6th book in the works and we are hoping to get that next book here soon. I just know that it's been announced. I don't think that there is a date as of yet, but the community is super excited. Now, the ACOTAR series is supposedly inside a bigger kind of multiverse kind of thing with Throne of Glass and Crescent City. ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City are all 3 book series from Sarah J. Maas. And all 3 of these series, they can be read alone, but it is recommended to read Throne of Glass and ACOTAR before you read Crescent City because there are spoilers in Crescent City that are going to kind of ruin, I think, ACOTAR specifically. You can start with either Throne of Glass or ACOTAR. I am biased towards ACOTAR because that is the one that I started with and I have absolutely fallen in love with it. It is just the book series that I am calling the series that reignited my love of reading. I'm going to share with you the reading order. Super simple, okay? First off, ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses. You're just gonna read this one straight through. Now, this one, I will say you need to give it a good shot. I wouldn't normally tell people to like suffer through the first 3/4 of a book, but this one's it. So the ending is absolutely worth it if you're one of those people that is really struggling to get through it. Please, please, please just finish the book. Just finish the book. Okay, from A Court of Thorns and Roses, you are then going to pick up A Court of Mist and Fury. Now, this is my absolute favorite in the series. So this is just a continuation of the first book. You just get to see what happens next. And it's just more characters and more magic and more fantasy. It's more fun. Awesome. Best part of the series for me personally. After A Court of Mist and Fury, you're going to pick up A Court of Wings and Ruin. Again, this is a continuation of the series and this one is specifically a war. So it is called ACOWAR is the short version, and not quite sure if Sarah did something there with the title, but it's literally a giant war going on in this whole book. And then we continue on into a novella. This kind of breaks up the original trilogy, and then we go into this little novella, Court of Frost and Starlight. This is just a nice little break, of fresh air, something that isn't as high stakes. She is a lot smaller and pretty quick to get through. Just a vital part of the whole series. You can't just skip this one. You need to make sure that you read this one. Then after our novella, we go into A Court of Silver Flames. Sarah actually did something a little bit different that I've never seen done before. In my opinion, she used the first 3 books and then her novella to separate the characters. You actually end up changing characters and point of view in this book. You're in one point of view for the first trilogy, and then the novella kind of starts switching you over into another point of view, and then we're following a different character in this book. It's still same world, same characters for the most part, but I'm trying not to like spoil anything, but this is the last one in the series. Super simple reading order. Try not to overcomplicate it and don't think too hard about it, and I will see you in the next video.